Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever TO show for Dynasty Nerds. I am Troy Olson, and yes, if you are a wrestling fan, I totally stole that from somewhere. If you are a wrestling fan, that means you know the greatest wrestler in wrestling right now. So I'm going to talk today about some teams up and down that we've seen, and the most interesting team to me this offseason has been the Seattle Seahawks. I don't have a favorite team per se. Whoever is on my fantasy team, that is my favorite team. I grew up in Nebraska, so I grew up halfway between the Broncos and the Chiefs, so I kind of grew up rooting for both. My stepdad was a huge Broncos fan. Obviously, my little brother is too, so a lot of Broncos stuff in our house. Chiefs, I spent most of my adult life in Kansas City. I'm very partial to the city. I'm wearing a Jayhawks shirt. I'm not a Jayhawks fan, but anytime I can find a long sleeve t-shirt for $3 at the used clothing store, I will own that because I spend too much time outside working. So that covers a couple of things here. We're going to get started with the Seahawks. I am just enamored with this team. I think the big contract for Russell Wilson shows a little bit of direction for this team. I'm hoping that means that Pete Carroll finally got his head out of his butt and he's actually going to throw the ball once in a while. Obviously, they were a run-heavy team. I don't like the running backs on this team. I am not a fan of Carson. I'm not a fan of Penny. I think they both are very dependent on how many carries they can get. If they get a lot of carries, they're going to be good running backs. Anybody's going to be that way. So they could have value in that aspect, but I am not a buyer on Chris Carson or Rashad Penny. I never have been, probably won't ever be. Travis Homer is interesting because he's a rookie, and neither of these two guys are very good, so he could work his way in there. I'm interested in seeing him. He's also a cheap buy late in your drafts and late in your rookie drafts. But what I really want to talk about is the wide receivers. I am stoked about this wide receiver core. Of course, they've had a lot of change this offseason, and now they've got two guys that a lot of people are talking about at the top. Of course, one they just drafted this year, that's DK Metcalf, a guy that if you followed me for much, never really liked him until after the draft, and then I had to move him way up my boards because he is a perfect fit in Seattle. Russell can get that ball far. He can throw it all the way. I mean, we saw it last year with Tyler Lockett, and I think DK Metcalf is definitely going to see some advantage from that. Tyler Lockett on the other side, man, he is so cheap right now. I have him in a league where I'm loaded, and he's like my sixth wide receiver. I really wanted to trade him this offseason. I can't even get a second-round pick in this year's draft for Tyler Lockett. So if you can offer a second-round pick in the 19 rookie draft to get Tyler Lockett, you need to get him. He's at worst a wide receiver 3, but really I think he's a wide receiver 2 and even a wide receiver 1. I really believe in Tyler Lockett. I really think that's a guy you need to go out and get. A lot of people are in love with Gary Jennings. He's got all the makes of being an athletic, talented wide receiver. I haven't seen enough of him yet. Plus, you never know how rookies are going to work out. But with this team, there's some new openings and some new chances, and they're going to need that third receiver. I think it's going to be David Moore. Some people think it's going to be Gary Jennings. Some people think David Moore is going to be bigger than DK Metcalf. David Moore is another one you need to look at. He's going to be really cheap. You're going to be able to pick him up for a second-round, third-round pick. He's definitely worth it if you can get him. Some people are really overvaluing him, so it's going to depend on the owner in your league. And the old thing that when somebody has somebody, they're more valuable because they have them. They've done more research on them. They're more interested in them. But I really think if you can go out and get Lockett and Moore, Metcalf's going to be pretty expensive right now. You're going to have to get him early in your drafts, and I won't own him. I don't think he's worth it. I really like David Moore better. I like Tyler Lockett better. I like Gary Jennings late, third, fourth round in your rookie drafts if he falls that far. And then Jazz Ferguson, he's one to watch. If you can get him on your after your draft, or if you've got 5 rounds or something like that, pick him up late if you don't see anybody else you like. I think he's definitely worth it. I mean, they don't really have anybody at tight end. Nick Vannett, Will Disley, Ed Dickinson still there, but I don't see this team really utilizing them as much in the passing game, especially if it is going to be as light of a passing game as it has been in years past. But again, we're praying, pray to Pete Carroll that he's going to get his head out of his butt and remember that he can throw the ball. He hasn't seemed to want to throw the ball since he didn't run the ball in the Super Bowl, but maybe that's why he's all messed up now. But hopefully Pete Carroll realizes how much money they spent on Russell Wilson, and we finally see some of those huge passes that Russell's capable of. I think Russell Wilson's one of the most talented quarterbacks in the NFL, and he can definitely throw the long ball. Even past Paxton Lynch behind him. I mean, he didn't do much in Denver, but he wouldn't even be a bad guy. He would kill DK Metcalf's value I think if Russell ever got hurt. But I think your wide receivers here are pretty safe. And Tyler Lockett, David Moore, they are steals right now. You need to go out and get these guys. This is something I really believe in. Give it a shot. See what you can find. There ain't much past the middle of the second round in this draft, in my opinion. Superflex a little longer, but if you can get Tyler Lockett for a second or a third, if you can get David Moore for a third or a fourth or something you're going to have to cut anyways, they're worth having on your team. Keep an eye for Gary Jennings and Jazz Ferguson. They're both going to be values this year. And then if you're in love with the big muscles, DK Metcalf's your guy, but you're going to have to go high to get him. You're talking probably the 1.2 to 1.5, depending on your league. Hopefully your league's not full of idiots and he falls a little bit, because if it's a non-super flex, he should be at least 1.3, 1.4, at least 1.4 really. But depending on how they value your league mates value players is really what's going to tell you all you need to know there. So hopefully you like this video. It's something else I'm doing different because I don't have a lot of time to write, and I get these ideas, and I was going to do this when I was out at work today, and then we got busy, so I didn't get a chance. But I'm going to start doing these while I'm at work, and I'm going to try to get them uploaded real fast. My next one's going to be the Baltimore Ravens, another team that I'm really excited about, a team that I think a lot of people are overlooking, but they're starting to catch fire now. So if you have drafts coming up, you might be able to get some steals, but they might go. But we're going to save that one for show 2. If you enjoyed this show, please give it a like. You can shoot me comments on Twitter, and I will read any questions I get or any comments at Troy Bukirky, just like Albuquerque, but you get rid of the Al and you put Troy in. That's me, of course. You can also that'll also be posted in the comments or in the article. So hopefully you enjoyed this. I'd love to hear your feedback on it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Seattle Seahawks and who you're really watching there. But, man, I think Tyler Lockett and David Moore are going to be steals this year. I'm going to trade guys a lot higher on my team, Keenan Allen, somebody like that I can get a lot of value for just to keep Tyler Lockett because I think he's going to be that good. Tyler Lockett's a steal, guys. Go get him. This has been the T.O. Show.